Below, we solemnly introduce to you the biggest creditor who left Tom Dwan millions in debt, a jungle savage who forces his opponent to curse, a special background board to accompany Scott Cyber's 2 championships, help Tony G win back face at high-stakes tables, the high EQ player. He is the green-haired savage jungle man, Daniel Cates. Of course, we are more familiar with his wild appearance, and the Wilder ID jungleman. In 1989, as a child, Daniel was a game addict. First exposure to poker in high school. Daniel quickly found the doorway. He would play cards with his classmates during lunchtime. They used test papers as chips to punish losers by buying snacks. Daniel, the youngest, often become the biggest winner. Soon the familiar 2006 comes. Familiar moneymaker, familiar poker craze. Daniel, 17 years old. Same. Entering the door of online poker. Among all poker players, he has the longest hair and is the most aggressive. So he gave himself a very vivid ID, Jungleman 12. As Daniel's poker skills become more and more sophisticated, there is less and less time to review homework. College life. Rather than studying how to implement a sorting algorithm in C++, Daniel is more interested in studying how to 3-bet pots. Defending the flops flush. Starting from the 0.25 or 0.5 USD level, Daniel practiced poker all day and all night, but initially his record was not ideal. Lost most of the BR at one point. Daniel, with no cash flow. Daniel can only work at McDonald's frying burgers. In a stuffy workplace. Watching the old chef skillfully flipping the meatloaf, he had an idea. Understand the strategy called reverse game selection. Daniel first lists all the pro players at the current level. Then, find the public handbook. Learn strategies from the masters. Analyze and develop appropriate exploitation tactics until you can steadily defeat all pro players. A few months later, Jungleman. Sitting back at the NL5 poker table. Pre-flop range. Betting scale. Card pattern. Player position. Began to form a thread in his eyes. Double barrel, all in bluff. Various strategies emerged in his mind. Jungleman. Always accurately select the option with the most expected valuation. In this way, he established himself at this level. Start accumulating BR crazily. At the same time, he also made a very important decision in his poker career. Specializes in mid to high level NL heads up. A few months. Daniel went from NL 50 to NL 200. An account named Isildur in 2009. Suddenly showing up at the high stakes heads up table, Jungleman defeated him easily at NL 50 at first. But coming to NL 200, Isildur 1 seems to have evolved. From loose to tight. Bluff value. From extremely unbalanced to 100% GTO. He lost a total of $500,000 before and after. And this was almost all of his BR at that time. Facing the darkest moment of career, Jungleman decided to live with a red face. Downgrade. Afterwards, low-level recreational players didn't let Jungleman down. They are willing for a showdown with the legendary Jungleman and pay tuition fee. Jungleman is also satisfied with winning back his BR. Year 2010. Jungleman decides to drop out of University of Maryland. After dropping out of school, Jungleman was able to give 120% of his energy. Get into the business of online poker. 145,215 hands. A profit of $5.5 million profit was his performance answer in 2010. At the same time, it was also the world record for global poker players' profits that year. He is also the first poker player interviewed by Time. Jungleman lies in front of the screen with his legs crossed. Click the mouse. Followed his opponent's river bet of 12,000. Received the pot. Million-level income. And the envy of players around the world. Let this 20-year-old boy feel, I am no longer a virtual Jungleman on the internet, but the arrogant savager in the real world. And this savage, the door to the Dwan challenge is about to open. Whether it's the latest poker tips, or the number of cards in actual combat hands, the back wave of poker beat the front wave to death without any surprise. Out of 19,335 hands played between the two sides, Jungleman has accumulated an advantage of nearly $1.2 million. Although the whole challenge, due to the 2011 Poker Black Friday incident, didn't end completely, but the result is already self-evident. However, Jungleman is still the leader of the entire poker era. One of the greatest players, he is at the regular table. MTT's profits have exceeded $10 million. Today, Jungleman continues to fight on the front lines of poker. In the past 2021, He participated WSOP $50,000 9-event challenge. He stood out among 63 players, won a $930,000 prize. Make up for the gap in not having a WSOP gold bracelet. Outside the game, Jungleman is also actively engaged in philanthropy. Together with his friends, he opened the Hope Primary School in Zanzibar, also in art film. He even made achievements in the field of philosophy. Jungleman on the essence of poker. There is a very elegant philosophical thinking. Poker is like the starry sky. Every scene is like twinkling stars. The process of each hand, it's the deep night that connects the stars. The night is meaningless, and the stars are twinkling if we concentrate on paying attention to the scattered, but the shining stars don't pay attention to the vast but dark night sky. Then, we will eventually be pointed in the right direction by the nebula.